Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Tuesday to all of you. It is the first day of October. It is the month for Alton. Halloween month is here. We'll get into the show here in a couple of minutes. We are going to be talking to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council right now. And we're also going to be talking to the Village of East Alton. Porch Cafe joins us to talk about the Bud Summers Music Festival. But Mike Kelly is in now. Good morning, man. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you, CJ. Good to be here. Thanks.
Well, is this the first time you've been in the studio?
This is the very first time I've actually been in the basement here. I walk down and see this big, huge round door to the vault here. And
I've always told people, that Armageddon happens, there's only one place you're going to find.
There you go. I was stocked up with food and water ready to go, huh?
Well, yeah, now apparently toilet paper is going to be the next commodity.
That's right. We've learned that, didn't we?
Well, Mike, for the longest time, I always tell the story at the CEO presentations when they ask me to go talk to the group. You were by far the most fascinating tour that first year we had CEO. Everything I learned from the Cracker Factory and the work that was done in the history of that building, that's what really, seriously, not patronizing you because you're bigger than me, it's what really made me kind of get drawn into looking a little bit more behind the building of our community and really loving where you live, man. It's cool.
Well, I appreciate that. I've enjoyed participating in the CEO program, leading the kids around, and it's nice to hear some positive feedback because you always kind of wonder what the kids are thinking. You know, a lot of times, sometimes you get good questions, sometimes you just get kind of blank stares. It's always an early in the morning sort of tour when they come around. So, it's a neat thing, and I always enjoy showing it off. And if you can inspire some kids to have an entrepreneurial mindset and do things like that around the community and be part of the community instead of just running off to college and going away, then I think that's a good thing.
Well, how'd you get started here in the area? Give me a little bit of your background if it's cool, because, for many times as we talked, I've never really learned your story.
Okay. I'm surprised that we've never talked about
this.
Yeah, so I grew up in Wood River here. Graduated high school, went off to the military, was back and forth a couple of times, but I ended up retiring from the Marine Corps out in San Diego in 2011.
Wow.
And I moved back here to the area in 2012. So I've been living here in the area ever since, and I already owned the Cracker Factory building there. So that was kind of job one when I moved back here, was to get that thing rebuilt and put into operation.
And now, how long did you own that building? You said you owned it prior to getting back in 2011. How long did you own that space for?
So I bought it in 1998.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was before the storm that kind of tore the top floor off of it and everything. So, but had not done any major renovations, just tried to get had a couple businesses operating on the ground floor, nothing upstairs yet at that point.
Mm-hmm. Well, and now when you took the dive in, it's time to repair the Cracker Factory. Did you realize the overhaul that you were getting ready to do, or was it something that you developed through the process?
It was sort of an iterative process. So I wasn't living here at the time. I was actually stationed out in California in between two overseas deployments.
Wow.
So the planning for what it ended up being took place when I was in California and deployed overseas in Afghanistan, actually. Wow. I had a team I worked with back here closely. Barry Moyer and Schutte Design were the architects. Jun Construction was my general contractor, and Carol Powers was my interior designer for it. And great team. They did some great work for me, and I was obviously very integrally involved, making a lot of decisions and writing the checks and.
The big decisions. Yeah.
You see what it came out nicely. I think everybody's proud. It was a tough decision. It almost got to a point where, do we tear it down or do we rebuild it? And that was honestly the hardest decision, was getting started, deciding to move forward with it.
What were some of those conversations that you were having? Because we hear that so many times, and it's not just an Alton specific thing. You hear it in small towns and just places around the country that have these beautiful buildings that have historic value, but that conversation does come up. Where is it more cost effective to tear it down and rebuild new, or is it better to fix it as it is? And what were some of those conversations you were having with yourself and others making that decision?
Yeah, you're right. It is a tough decision, and I think I've always been of a mindset, I think, to appreciate the past and the design and the architecture. Yep. And in some places, and another aspect is some places you might be able to tear down, rebuild, and do something bigger and better, greater, modern. In some areas, if a building gets torn down, it's probably not going to get rebuilt any time in my lifetime anyway.
Right.
Just because the economics of the area and what's going on at the time. Alton was not going through a hugely prosperous time. It was happening on the in the early years of the major economic downturn from the real estate fall of 2008 and afterwards. So it was it was a tough decision. Not many people were investing in downtown Alton, especially up in the Broadway corridor at the time. There were a few others up there, but we had some neighbors doing things, but.
Well, and see, that's what I find, really not just fascinating, but overall just really cool about this. I mean, because in 2000, especially in that time period when you're actively investing and you turn on every major news station, they're telling you do not do anything, don't. What was it? Just kind of the timing that you just knew, hey, we're going to get through this, we're going to do it, or was it just kind of, well, we're here now and we got to keep running?
So a lot of, I guess, my outlook on that and my problem solving, analyzing the issues were kind of hard at first. One of the things I did when I retired from the Marine Corps in 2011, I went through an accelerated 1 year's master program in real estate.
Oh, wow.
At University of San Diego before I moved back here. And that helped me kind of figure things out, how to kind of formalize my thought process and planning for that project, and able to put some numbers and logic to it rather than just shooting from the hip. So I was able to gain some confidence, not a huge high level of confidence that it was gonna, it's not like not a slam dunk deal, but at least enough to where I understood what the risk factors were, able to analyze those and put the things into perspective.
Well, and one thing I wanted to talk about, just hearing you too, and I was just making notes, just hearing some of the conversation, Mike, is the fact that, I mean, you're talking about, you're in the Marines and you own this building. You're talking about the team that you have and the folks that are here. But how did you manage, the evolution of not only, you as a person post-military, but also you have this building, you have a team of people while you're still in active duty. I mean, how did you kind of manage all of that with the stress of being an active duty military? Because there is no greater stress, I would imagine.
It was kind of hard. So, compartmentalization, I guess, you got to compartmentalize your issues. When you're doing one thing, you got to focus on that, learn to kind of set things aside and not think about it, all the time. And when it's time to think about it, you get on, shift your mindset, you focus, make the decisions you need to at the time. Mm-hmm. And, just to be clear, we didn't actually start work on that till I got back here in town.
Oh, okay.
So the planning was done
But just the planning process alone's got to be a mountain to
The
look
planning was a lot. It was my first time ever doing anything like this, so it was. And then once you get going, there's a whole lot of decisions and a whole lot of changes. If you talk to PJ or any of the folks involved in the project, there are a lot of changes, and part of that probably had to do with the fact that I was not here during the planning.
Right.
We weren't face to face. A lot of it was done via email, phone calls when we could. So, yeah, there were a lot of changes for the better.
Right.
I think just to make sure that things came out as best they could, and I think they did.
So how long did it take for you to get the project completed at the Cracker Factory?
A lot longer than it should have. All things considered, I try to focus not on how long it took.
That's a good one.
We got to where we did, and just got money coming in the other direction.
Yeah.
I think it's been sitting too long without having the lower levels finished, but that's in the works, and I don't have anything specific to share on that at this time, but there are things in the works for the lower level, and I think it'll be a good space.
Well, and for folks that don't know, if you haven't been up yet, where have you been? Because every great party I've had has been at the penthouse of the Cracker Factory, and the layout of it, but also whether or not it's folks that are using those spots for. I know that you said some extended stays and people that are traveling through too, but just to have that community gathering space is one of those coolest things, because Alton never really had that luxurious kind of spot that had that all the look and the feel and the pomp and circumstance with being something we could all use in a public entity is normally just a private business. But this gives everyone that opportunity to have really the perfect atmosphere for their get-together reunion or just maybe a weekend getaway for themselves.
Well, thank you for allowing us to put in a cheap plug here for our business operation.
Absolutely. Well, I love it.
Well, no, and you're absolutely right. God gave us the presentation of the beautiful view and the natural beauty of the river. And fortunately, we had the building in the right spot to be able to take advantage of that. So, back to the decision process, that was a major driver. I would not have been able to put that much money into that building anywhere else in town or anywhere that didn't have that view that brings that additional value proposition to it. And it is a great space, as you described, to be able to get families together. We get not only tourists coming, but we get people coming back to visit family for just family reunions, locals coming in for anniversaries, birthday parties. Unfortunately, people come back unannounced for any kind of family tragedies or whatever they're dealing with. Somebody's knocked out of their home for a while, doing major renovations, either from damage or just wanting to do upgrades. Somebody wants to come into the area, they're moving here, don't have their house yet, or don't have it ready yet to move in and need a place. So especially when people are looking to get family, a lot of wedding gatherings, it provides that opportunity and a huge value, not just the economic value if we offer pretty good pricing.
Right.
But the value of getting family together and being able to build those relationships and spend time together rather than staying in a hotel, meeting out for dinner at a restaurant here and there. You're actually living there in a home sort of setting and really able to enjoy a lot of quality time together.
100% over. Hey, what are some of the other properties that you own around town, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so really the ones I own in town are right in that block there.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, so I've spent some time, and that's been part of the delay of putting money into the rest of the building there, is trying to assemble some of the other properties right around me there. So I've been able to do that. So that's going to help us be able to move forward and control our environment, so to speak.
Absolutely. And I also know, too, you're really active in just community organizations and other facets. I'm pretty, Zeke was telling me that you're a board member on one of the social service agencies, too, correct? Which one is that?
Riverbend Family
Oh,
Ministries.
they're great. Oh,
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you're familiar?
Yeah. Oh, they're wonderful.
Yeah, they're located down in Wood River, and they serve individuals and families throughout Madison County who are dealing with crises of different types, specifically related to trauma of a number of sorts. It's an umbrella nonprofit that houses 9 other programs and organizations within it. So they provide wraparound services to individuals and communities to help with various types of needs.
Well, and going into that too, just on top of that, with other community service organizations too, and just being active in the community, how important is that? For not only just your growth personally, but when you have business owners, and not just that, but leaders and folks that have a little bit of a network behind them to be a part of those groups. Why is it so important to do that civil service and be there for that neighbor?
Yeah, so that's a big part of actually why I ended up moving back here.
Really?
After I retired, yeah. Just to kind of come back and be part of the community and give back to the community that helped me and where I grew up, where I was raised. So it's hugely important to me, and it's very rewarding, I think. And there's a lot of need. You can see a lot of opportunities around to help. Yeah. So. I'm the type of person that look around. If you can help someone, why not? If you can help solve a problem or seize upon an opportunity to help do things better in the community, why not be a part of that?
Yeah.
So it's very rewarding. I'm also involved with the Joshua Chamberlain Society.
Absolutely, wonderful
on
organization.
my T-shirt here. They support severely wounded vets. It's a St. Louis-based organization. They've opened chapters in Nashville and Houston, but it started here in St. Louis. I'm on a committee and fairly active with that organization as well. So they do great work.
Well, and going into the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, as this is our spotlight today, whenever I talk to younger people or even any business owner, and they always ask me all the time, Mike, about groups and where should you go, and my first initial message is always the business council, because of the environment that it's in, because it's not just business owners and developers and all these folks, it's everyday people too that are civic holders in some way, shape, or form. Right. What's your advice to somebody that maybe needs to find that kind of path forward with their business or what they're doing, and why that business council should be a good fit?
So there's a number of organizations and networking or associations to get involved with. I like the Business Council for a lot of reasons you just said. It's a lot of positive-minded people who want to get together and want to do good things for the area. So there's some networking opportunities, sure, but I think more so it's kind of just getting together and talking to people and getting synergies of ideas of how to make the area better. And there are, committees within the Business Council that do different things and different projects around. And another thing is too that Zeke always brings in really good speakers.
Yeah, he does.
Every month there's a speaker, at least one, a lot of times two. But the primary speaker is always somebody who's interesting and relevant. It's not just trying to fill in time. Right. It's someone who is relevant to either the local area development, specific to people's businesses who own and operate businesses in the area, or just something that's socially impactful.
Well, and honestly, the news that I gather from those, I mean, heck, some of the bigger news stories have come from the meeting, like when Whelan was out giving that presentation and started talking about the future a little bit, and it makes us get more excited and want to work more actively in the community to get ready for those things and be a part of that growth too.
Yeah, and it's things that you don't hear about on the street all the time. So really digging into, like last week, we took a group of us who wanted to go, took a tour of Coke Plastics.
Oh, yeah.
And Imperial Manufacturing.
How was that?
It was great. It was great. Both companies doing well, longtime residents here, and expanding their operations in the area, and doing good things to contribute as well, supporting local initiatives.
Well, and honestly, that's why I think what the council does too is so important. We was with the CEO program we started the show off with, having that entrepreneurial speaker series where, kids can have this opportunity to really get their hands in and be a part of something and learn about all these opportunities that are around, because they're leaving Alton High and Marquette not realizing they can get great jobs at Imperial and Wheeland and Cope and all these wonderful spots and set themselves up for a lot of success down the road too, you know?
Sure.
And I think what I find so cool is to see all the business owners on the golf cart. Have you driven by the North Alton waterings, the volunteers lately?
Oh,
for
they're
the
doing
council?
the watering
Yeah.
thing up there. Yeah.
There are certain people that are just like experts on that golf cart, because there's an art to the watering golf cart, Mike, you know?
And their consistency and their dedication to doing it, you know.
Well, and
really,
it's just
year
going
after year.
It's the love where you live thing, and when you're actively volunteering and doing
like
those
that.
type of things, it's truly a big. It makes the young people get excited and want to do even more too, or do something, you know.
Absolutely, and that's the key, is getting younger people involved. And a lot of our discussions lately have been talking about teaming up with Alton High School and getting kids kind of engaged and informed. We've got a speaker series with the high school where local business owners from the business council go in and talk to the kids during their morning I forget what they call it, the initial session they've got before they go to class.
Well, you're right. I forgot about that too, and it just it really connects that in a way that not a lot of communities have that. Really have that touch. And Mike, getting in back into developing in the Cracker Factory, did you know, was there a certain point, after all of the process is coming in and you're seeing, all of the materials coming in, where you knew that you were in a good spot, with the progress, with the process too? Was it when the penthouse is finishing up, or was there a moment you went, whew, I can breathe a little bit,
So we did start on the top and work down. We built from the bottom up. As far as the finishing, we started in the top and worked our way down. So the penthouse was the first one that was done, and I still remember who our first customer was who came to that. Somebody, a couple that lives up in Chicago, and they're from here, and they own property here and still, and but they're number one customer first day. But no, I don't know that there was a specific aha moment, this is it. But I think over time it kind of revealed itself that, this is going to be really cool. So I guess part of the understanding of the opportunity there, back when the building was original, before it was partially destroyed and renovated, I would climb up. They had a little ladder, the fire escape that would go up to the rooftop. I'd climb up and sit up there and just kind of look out and enjoy the view, and realizing, hey, this is kind of a neat spot in Alton and overlooking the river here.
One final question for you, especially because you have a different perspective for this, because everyone always talks about that 5-year plan and the process, and trust this. No one knows that more than somebody that develops real estate or is building property up, because, you have this vision and things happen, I'm sure, like supply chain issues or something didn't get shipped in right. What is any tips for just understanding the process and just realizing your blueprint, your formula, and just sticking to it? Because I feel like sometimes as entrepreneurs and business owners, maybe that plan, that process changes a little bit due to hurdles. But how do you understand that process and live with it?
So I guess it helps to have a plan.
Yeah.
You got to kind of know where you want to go and have a vision. And I think talk to people and figure out what it is you want to do, what the potential is. And sometimes you'll discover things that you maybe thought you knew, but you didn't, or sometimes you go into it just having no idea. So, I think talking to people that kind of know what they're doing, but try to have a vision, keep the faith, and not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. Of in real estate or anything else.
Yeah.
So there's some risk factor. There's some discomfort going into it. If you want to be successful, you gotta lean into it, so to speak, and be willing to push past your comfort zone and be willing to change when the times and situations change and adapt to it. So,
well, Mike, thank you so much for stopping by 25 minutes kind of flew on by, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
I was really excited to have this conversation, and really excited to learn more about any upcoming plans. If you have anything new, please come on the show and share it, because I really do love the space. You kick butt with it, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, CJ.
If you want to join the council, nagbc.com. That's nagbc.com. Be a member, and the next upcoming meeting is going to be October the 8th at OSF Health Center, which is going to be another great presentation learning about what St. Anthony's is doing to evolve our healthcare. I love it, too, because you're learning that you don't have to drive and fight the war zone that's 270 to get proper healthcare. I mean, our hospitals are so equipped right now. Just learning the last couple of meetings, we're in good shape. 9:26, a little bit of change. We'll come back with the Village of East Alton right after this on RiverBender and Roku TV.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues,
Ready?
future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Me either. 9:29, a little bit of change on this first day of October. All I know is that last year I got a phone call from Dan Brannon, and he goes, I have never seen this many people in one place in East Alton, and that was during the Food Truck Festival. What a turnout you guys had last year.
Amazing.
It was a great turnout for our first one.
Mayor, Robin, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
So we're going to do this all over. Repetition's your friend. Do it again, and here we go.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Coming up on Sunday from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. You guys have a ton of things happening at this. Fill me in.
Well, I tell you what, we have started out with last year, like Darren, he wanted to do this, and he can talk a little bit more about that, but we had the food trucks and a few things for our kids, but we knew this year we wanted to take that park and fill it from one end to the other, and that's when we came up with the cruise in and the cornhole tournament, and then add a little bit more to our kids zone.
I love it. And Mayor, Robin and I did talk about this last year, knew that this was something that you were looking to do. What were the reasons for it and just providing those opportunities?
Since I took office, I wanted to do as many things as I could for free, for people, for kids, for adults. Well, we've got kids going pretty well. We do a lot of things for them. So I wanted to do something for that adult group, the older group. So the food truck festival was the thing that I thought of. I thought Amphitheater Park would be no better place than that. So we put it together last year with just that. Well, then we decided, since it was such a good turnout last year, we wanted to do it again this year, but add something. So then we added the cornhole tournament, which our son plays. So that kind of was a niche to get in there. And then the car cruising, we have some guys within the village that has those muscle type cars and those antique cars. So they kind of gave us a hint on it. So we did doing that. And then, of course, we added a few more things for the kids. Besides the bounce house, there's some foamsies and face painting and things like that. So this one kind of more is a whole family type festival thing. And it will be from one end of the park to the other. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really see what kind of turnout we have.
So for the folks that want to go to the donut shop that day, I would take a different route because there's going to be a lot of traffic in East Alton on Sunday. I love this, though, because, you know, these events used to be only meant for, you know, bigger cities. You know, 10 years ago, even, you know, Alton didn't start their food truck festival for a long time, and neither did Edwardsville and all these places. That was like a St. Louis thing. But when East Alton has all these commodities and all these different interests that are good at what they do, that have wonderful cuisines, but also have wonderful vending opportunities too, you can do just as much as those bigger cities can. It just put maybe a little bit more time, and this shows it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we need help from the community and from our staffs that's on site and stuff, and we get that, and everybody's excited about it, and everybody thinks it's a neat and fun deal. So we're really, really looking forward to this Sunday. I mean, I'm excited about it. Looking at the people that's going to be there, it looks like it's more than even last year if they show up. So we're really excited.
I'm trying to count. Are we at 12?
I think we're pretty much at 12 right now, yes.
Man, that's wonderful.
It's wonderful. Yes. And we tried to keep a certain, you know, limit to where we're at. So we actually had a little bit of a waiting list. And so if somebody couldn't do it, we were able to bump the next one in. So that worked out really good. Yeah. And so between doing that and then, again, like Darren said, what I really like about the cruise-in is they're going to receive the dash plaque. They all get one of them. And there's also going to be 3 choice plaques, which is going to be a mayor's choice, fire chief choice, and a police chief choice.
Well, and what I think's really cool too is just following up on, you know, the administration side of things, and not only that, but hitting on your part too, Mayor, with the staff and the Park and Recreation Department, all those folks. I mean, you guys, and we've talked about this, Robin, as a smaller town, you have to work 10 times harder to get, you know, funding because you don't get the population grants and all that fun stuff.
Exactly.
But whenever you're able to have a day where you're able to let the hair down and just kind of enjoy, I'm sure that's such a morale booster and an invaluable asset to have for your entire team within the village.
Right.
Exactly.
And it gives somebody, and it gives our citizens within East Alton something else to do. So we're not just sitting at home and not doing anything. It gives us something else to do, and you can come out. You got to eat, so you might as well come down here and eat.
That's the shirt. That is the shirt for next year. You got to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and getting into that too, I mean, I'm sure that, you know, when this becomes an event, especially in a year or two, just like your Christmas, you know, events.
Night of Christmas,
it becomes something that people actively look forward to, you know, throughout the year.
That is what I love so much about what Darren said. He listens to the people. And I loved it because there were so many people that was like, we really need to have, you know, be fun to have food truck. Why don't we do it? All right, let's get it going.
Right.
And then the same with, like you said, the night of Christmas. That's going to be one of our big things. That's one thing Darren came in and said, I want to do a big Christmas thing for her, and I want that one to be free to our community. And which now, I mean, we had over 500 people come to that, you know, so.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's huge because, you know, everyone always talks about, and I've been around the municipal election stuff a little bit, you know, for quite a little bit, you know, a couple of years, and you hear, roads and trash and all of these things, but those community events are so invaluable to just the longevity of the spirit of a town. Because once you lose that, you can put any beautiful road out you want, but if you lose the spirit, you'll lose the town.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
and I think you nailed that because we do have the spirit with these events that we're coming on. People love coming out. People know the ones. They know the night of Christmas. They know Soapbox. They know back to school. They know kids at the park. They know now they're going to know the food truck festival, and hopefully after this year they'll know the trunk or treat too.
We're getting into that one after a break, but
so
wanted to touch on the senior side of things. No community, and I'm not picking on anybody, it's just you guys really go all out for the senior citizen population.
Love our seniors.
And just, wanted to talk about that more because I know it's, a lot of times for East Alton residents, but there's been times that you have offered residents the opportunity to go.
They do not have to be a resident of East Alton.
Is there any of those opportunities coming up? Because there's so many older adults that want something to do that they just don't know or can't find it.
Right. And then we do our once a month, it's the last Wednesday of every month at 8:30. Right. We have our free breakfast, and we only have one more this year, which is October, because we don't do any during the holidays.
Makes sense.
A little bit too much. But our next event coming up is the Halloween luncheon. It is October 17th. It's from 11:30 to 1. If it's $7, if you're an East Alton resident, you get $2 off. So $5 for residents, but that's full lunch, door prizes, gifts, just above and beyond whatever that is. So
Wonderful.
For our seniors, and that is for seniors that are 55 years and older. So that's young seniors.
There's a lot of parents out there that don't want to look at that 55 and older, but just know that that's available for you, okay? Whenever you want to realize it or not,
Exactly.
And wanted to touch on the food truck festival one more time. It's coming up this Sunday, October the 6th, which I can't believe is already Sunday, 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. at Van Pretter Park. But Kids Zone, is that running all day?
That will run all day from the bounce house actually starts at 12, but everything else is 11 o'clock on. We have Foamsy there doing their foaming.
They're cool.
Whatever, yes.
I've had them on before.
I
Good
believe
people.
we have someone that's coming and doing the face painting, tattoo things for the kids. And then, of course, we have the bounce house. And so there's a nice little extra little things going in there on that Kids Zone.
And then music is you're gonna have some music.
Yes, DJ Kirsten Gray. He will be doing Actually, he'll be doing a little announcements throughout the park, but he'll also be, DJing the whole time during our event.
Wonderful. And then that car show will be going. Is there a set time for that?
From the whole. I want to say it's the whole time.
So
it's a cruise in.
Cruise in and cruise out.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that'll be going the whole time
but the
too
first
as well.
75 cars get the dash plaque. So if you don't get there early, you may not get the dash plaque nor the 3 other choices, because we'll have to do that early too.
Are you guys putting on the car cruise in, or is there another group that holds that?
We are doing it.
Yeah, it's actually we're doing that one.
That's another impressive feat in itself,
Yeah.
because that is so. What I think's cool about this, the cornhole tournament, which is from Score Holio and the Kids Zone. The car cruise alone is a separate event. That takes a lot of work
Yes,
too.
it does.
Those are bigger events that you're putting into one.
And as I said, you got to eat.
Yep.
So as they come in with their car cruise, and they can walk down and grab a sandwich or a taco or whatever they want, and then go back. And so that's why I think it just fits, because of our big venue. The park is so big.
Yeah.
We can do that, and it's going to be a great day.
It really is, and I just can't wait for it. If you're just tuning in, the 2nd annual East Alton Fall Festival and Food Truck Festival will be Sunday, October the 6th from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. and you're going to want to, or 6 p.m., sorry, I'm reading 2 lines at the same time as we're getting ready to take a quick break. But we'll talk more about the Food Truck Festival and the Trunk or Treat that's coming down the pipeline after a quick break. But while I have you, hey, sign up for Sparks Junk Removal, because she truly is the best. For 30-plus years, Denise Sparks has been the queen of junk, and for the next 30, she is the queen of junk and trash. She told me, she said, I'm gonna take on the big guy, CJ. I said, why? She goes, because no one's happy with their trash service that I'm talking to. She did, and man, those purple and yellow trash cans are mating like bunny rabbits. They're popping all up the 618, and she can help you too. There's a select area of areas they do service due to some of the municipality things, so if you're in Alton and others, that you might have to ask some more questions. But if you're in Godfrey, Grafton, or other areas, you can sign up today by calling 618-433-1128 or going to sparksjunkremoval.net.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
$9:43. I almost read my email to you guys. I always look over to the computer for time, and I had my email up, and I was getting ready to say, "Well, I have you both. One additional topic," but 9:43. Getting back to the Village of East Alton, we got Robin and Mary Carlton in studio. Trunk or treat coming down the pipeline.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, the 17th, is that a weekend?
It's Thursday evening.
That's even better. See, you guys are already smart into the party here, because everyone tries to do these on weekends, and every event in the world happens in October on a Saturday. You know, so to have a Thursday where you're able to come out and have this experience in a safe way, it's really cool that the village is putting that on.
Yeah.
Our Park and Rec Superintendent Gabby Parker Stalkup, she's fairly new, has been about 6 months.
We just met Gabby.
Yeah, you met Gabby.
Yeah.
She's actually the one that had this idea, so we said, well, let's do it. And we was thinking about dates and stuff, and we thought of Friday night. Well, in October, what's big on Friday nights?
Football.
High school football, so we said no. So Thursday night was the hit. And how many cars do we have?
I'm not sure. I know we've got them starting to fill up. I can tell you that.
So we have a lot. We have, I think,
a lot of the
2 of our vehicles. Some of our village trustees are teaming up, so we're going to have at least, I think, 2 from them.
We have a lot of village employees.
And then village
doing
employees,
this.
some public works. My public works director, him and his wife, are putting in. I think I don't know if the fire department's putting one in. They've talked about it, but we got a lot of cars coming in, it'll be fun again. It's for the kids.
Yeah,
so.
And they have some of these have really went out on their runs, and I'm not allowed to say what they are because I'm in secrecy, but boy, I mean, these are just going to be so much fun.
Really cool. Well, can the public bring a trunk, or are you guys just going to be the ones that have your vehicles set out?
No, if anybody,
oh, really cool.
If any organization, we have a business, any of the other businesses that are interested, or any individuals, it just says all they got to do is call the Parks and Rec and sign up on the list and get you put on so we know who you are.
Incredible. That's really cool. And now, is there a age limit?
I thought she had on 13 and under.
Sorry,
which
if I read correctly, I could see that in the first line of the flyer.
but that's we have our school districts right there, or 8th grade down right there in East Alton, and that's about what our age group is. And I love the fact that any of the kids would be able to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Now, is there any costume that's off limits on this?
Not that I know of. Not
Have fun.
that I know of. Yeah, exactly.
Have fun.
Well, and see,
we're gonna find out.
Next year there may be some.
So this is the first year, so you can get experimental with this a little bit. You know? I think I got another interview coming down the pipeline I'm not aware of. Okay. So with that being said, getting back into this, I love the fact that you let your staff kind of get creative. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, someone has an idea and
yeah.
you're willing to, you know, kind of let them get creative, use their own thoughts and put this on. That's a wonderful treat, really.
Well, it's basically what you said earlier when we talked about the food truck. We're such a small community. We got to get people involved, and our staff, employees, really get involved. And when they see the trustees doing it, then they'll get excited about doing it, and then we'll get other people there. It's just a good, close community. We all love the town that we live in, grow up in, or whatever, and
we have a great team of people.
Yeah.
Well, and you just hit it right on. I always say that, you know, the whole love with where you live thing is so true. And you can't just love what you want to love. You know, love it all.
No,
you know,
that's
love
exactly right.
You know, and to be a part of those things and see this in action.
Right.
And I think it really, when you go to those events too, and even if you don't have, you know, family, go to the food truck festival, you know, and just pick your head up and see your community there enjoying the moment and not worrying about who's voting in what election and what their neighbors are doing. You know, it's just enjoying. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
exactly.
That's why I love that you guys are doing this. So getting into the trunk or treat, folks, if you're 13 and under, now parental supervision.
Yes.
Yeah, we would like
it would
for that.
be nice for that.
We're also in a neighborhood, so I know there's going to be kids that'll come over.
Well, in that way, too, you know, be a part of it with your kiddos if they're a little bit younger and spend the event with them. But join them for a night of tricks and treats, come in your costume, or just be a part of it, too. If you don't have a costume, you can still go out and be a part of the celebration, which I find really cool.
Right.
Exactly.
So that comes down the pipeline October the 17th. That is a Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at Kiesler Complex, 615 3rd Street in East Alton. But coming up this Sunday is the 2nd annual East Alton Fall Festival and Food Truck Festival all in one. This is going to be cool. So let's go back over this event and overview it for us. Mayor Robert, wherever you want to take off, give us the elevator pitch. Give us the overview of this great event.
Started last year, was our first one. It was exciting and had probably pretty close to 500 people. I mean, they just kept coming in. It's really hard to get a good count on a number like that when people come in and go out. But there was a lot of people there. So this year we wanted to do some more things so people could have other things to do other than just get a sandwich or whatever. So then we got the cornhole tournament. We've got the kids zone. We got the car cruising, which we're also excited about.
Yeah.
If you've never been to a car show or a car cruising, looking at some of these cars are pretty impressive. There's people that really go out of their way to keep their cars nice and clean and upkept. And we was just at one at Highland over the weekend. It was really nice. So
for my generation, cars are supposed to look different. They are not supposed. I get it. You're gonna get your mind blown at these things.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. So, and then it's just going to be an exciting day, and it's you don't have to spend all day there. Come and get something to eat, and if you got kids, let them enjoy, and then
have some fun.
Just have some fun, yeah.
I do know this, that last year some of the businesses ran out of food and had to go get food, and I do know that the tropical snow, they ran out 2 times, and they ended up by the end selling over 500 of those lemon shake-ups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we anticipate this being even more this year.
I just think this is wonderful. This is really cool. Before I let you go, anything else exciting happening in the village that you want to share with us?
Just upcoming events. After this one, of course, Robin has her senior stuff because she'll have Thanksgiving and Christmas, but then we got our big 4th annual Night of Christmas, first Saturday in December. And we are really, really excited about that. That has been a thing that I wanted to do the minute I took office, and we've done it every year. and this will be the 4th year. And it's exciting, and I'm very proud of my wife who put together that whole Santa house and built it and everything. So
it's incredible.
It'll be a fun event.
Well, thank you guys both for stopping by. We'll talk about that as we get closer and closer. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com at 9:50. Our daily show keeps. I think I scared those guys off. I didn't know if they were doing an interview with me or what. Because sometimes, you get into the, when you're working and you just start saying, yeah, that sounds great. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what happened down here? I don't know, but they ran off. We'll find out after this, I guess.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Baby, everything is alright. Uptight, out of sight. Baby, everything is alright. Uptight, out of sight.
9:57. Welcome back. Oh man, oh man. Huh. Anyway, while I had a busy 9 o'clock. Give me some time to breathe here. I wanted to tell you. I was looking the other day. I think it's really cool. So even though at the old job I had in St. Louis, you get folks that listen from time to time all over. But it's so cool now to know that our reach is truly global. Like, it's not just, a handful of people. There was times that I talk about like an English town and I say the name wrong. And it's like amazing because I'll get made fun of by so many people from England. They're like, it's called this. It's called this. Who is that annoying idiot that doesn't know how to pronounce our town? And it's things like that this is why I think this show and this platform is getting to a point where it's going to be really cool for all of us. Because the more that we can get that international and national attention and really get them to see how cool of an area that we have through our art and entertainment scenes and our business development and all that fun stuff, I mean, it really adds to it. So I don't know, I was just thinking about that today and wanted to share that with you. Before we go into top of the hour news at 10 o'clock, make sure you guys sign up for your free RiverBender.com account and also join our community calendar. This is a really great opportunity for you to promote your event that, listen, I mean, a lot of times if you're doing a fundraiser event, if you don't get people to see it, it's just an awful experience. We've all been a part of that bad fundraiser at least once in our lives. And, with our community calendar, you get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of impressions. And there's things that we can do at RiverBender.com with our team. And we're the only ones locally here that can deliver that, amount of viewership. Is the fact that, I mean, in 3 days, you could have almost 1 million impressions on a wallpaper and let people truly know about what's going down the pipeline. So coming up Wednesday is going to be that weekly event article. And if you have anything coming down the pipeline, email me, CJ at RiverBender.com, and you can start your event promotion today with the event specialist. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, 9:59, heading into 10 o'clock right now in downtown Alton. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news in the heart of the 618 next.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Dibs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
.03 Porch Cafe in about a half hour's time, but top of the hour news now. Sign up for that daily email update and never miss out. You can join myself and 70,000 people that get an email called around the Riverbend each and every day of the work week. Ever since I got that sinus infection, I have just been getting my butt kicked. And even Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. Sorry, forgot to finish my thought. Here's what you need to know. The Illinois Department of Transportation, this is a correction on our story yesterday as I ended the show, did announce that beginning this morning, about a few hours ago, at 7 a.m., lane restrictions have been in place on northbound I-5570 at Illinois 157, Collinsville, Edwardsville, exit 11 to allow for emergency bridge deck patching. The left lane and northbound entrance ramp from Illinois 157 will be closed, and a marked detour to assist travelers will be available. The northbound I-5570 exit ramp to Illinois 157 will remain open. All lanes are expected to reopen by 3:30 p.m. on Friday, the 4th of October. Motorists should expect delays. Consider alternate routes and stay alert in work zones. Refrain from using your mobile device as well. An historic tax agreement has been reached governing the Wood River Refinery, a key component of the local economy and one of the largest refineries in the country. The settlement agreed upon by all parties will provide financial predictability to the refinery and multiple taxing bodies, including schools and fire departments, while avoiding litigation expenses. This historic tax agreement has been reached for the refinery, ensuring financial stability and avoiding litigation. The refinery's assessed property value will increase from $447 million in 2023 to $461.5 million in 2027. The agreement, praised for its cooperative process, will also see the total refinery property tax rise from $26.7 million in 2023 to $30.7 million in 2027. Back here in Alton, Alton Works, Food is Love and Currency of Caring will host a block party for good on Thursday, October the 3rd from 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the Alton Amphitheater. The event provides free groceries, hot food, and health checkups to all community members with no residency or income requirements. Organized by Lasser Sorensen and John Michael, the initiative aims to address food insecurity and provide essential resources through mobile services. The event is set for the last Friday of each month with plans to expand services. The program also allows community members to purchase and distribute tokens for free meals at local restaurants. Also in the news today, Granite City Community Unit School District Number 9 is mourning the loss of Marilyn Crucial, a dedicated administrative assistant at the high school who passed away on Friday at the age of 69. She dedicated 30 years of service to the district and is survived by her former husband and friend, Billy, daughter Brianna J. Lang, stepdaughter Nikki, grandchildren, step-grandchildren, brothers, and extended family. A visitation will be held at Irwin Chapel in Granite City on Friday starting at 4, followed by a memorial service at 7. Donations can be made to the American Cancer Society. Also, in national news, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved an updated COVID-19 vaccine, which will be available in pharmacies nationwide over the coming weeks. Dr. Casper, an infectious disease specialist, clarifies that this mRNA vaccine is recommended for anyone 6 months and older as an annual shot, not a booster. While it doesn't prevent COVID infection, it reduces severe illnesses. The vaccine targets the Omicron variant KP2 and is available in different doses based on age and vaccination history. The CDC will provide a lookup website for vaccine locations, and free at-home COVID tests will be available. Additionally, a protein-based vaccine from Novavax is expected to receive FDA approval soon. Dr. Casper advising consulting primary care for any vaccine-related questions, and make sure that you stay up to date on all of that as well. Also in the news today, Mayor David Goins has announced that Alton will launch a new 20-year comprehensive plan led by the city's Planning and Development Department. The initiative aims to shape the community's growth, development, and their policies. Mayor Goins highlighted the city's progress and the need of a cohesive, resident-driven plan reflecting modern trends. The new plan will focus on land use, housing, transportation, economic development, and environmental sustainability. The city is seeking proposals from urban planning firms by November the 1st, and Mayor Goins encourages all residents to participate in this pivotal planning process. You can learn more on the write-up on RiverBender.com. SSP Wellness Center is thrilled to announce the launch of a personalized workout plan designed for those seeking affordable alternatives to personal training and enjoying independent workouts. These plans provide for a flexible, cost-effective way to maintain fitness goals, customized to individual needs. After an initial consultation and assessment with a personal trainer, participants will receive a 30-minute session to review their personalized plan. Options include 1 to 4 workouts per week, with prices ranging from $100 to $130. For more information or to book a plan, visit the SSP Wellness Center at 618-465-3298. Let's take a look at your weather, shall we, for today at 10:10. Little bit of change at 67 degrees, and it feels just beautiful outside. It feels like 68, humidity at 50% today, breezy and not as warm as yesterday with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, clear, partly cloudy and chilly. Temperatures reach only 73 degrees today, but get this. Man, I'm sorry, guys. My sinuses are just kicking my butt all of a sudden. I can't even talk. Temperatures drop down to 41 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, the second day of October, a high of 73, a low of 46 degrees. And on Thursday, no rain in the forecast, partly sunny skies, a high of 80 degrees, a low of 53. On Friday, a high of 81, a low of 54. On Saturday, a high of 84 degrees yet again, and a low of 64. But for the next 2 days, you and I are loving life. A high of 73 both days and low temperatures in the mid-40s. Today and tomorrow. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather at 618-465-4545. The time and temperature line awaits you too. You call that number and you're good to go. Air quality today is all good. Overall, it's at 38, which is good. Grass levels are low. Mold is low. Ragweed's low. Tree levels are low, and the UV index is moderate today. Right now, as it sits at 10:11, it's 67 degrees. It feels like 68, and that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Hey, while I have you, make sure you stop by Village Dispensary, where every day is a special one. Whether or not you're going in for their daily deals, like today is Tasty Tuesday, so you can go in and save big on edibles, or tomorrow you can get waxy with Waxy Wednesday. Plus, every day you go in, this is what I keep screaming about, you can get pre-rolls for under $10. How many times, listen, I get you if you don't like cannabis, but it's no different than when you guys were getting off of work and you had a long day and you go and have 2 or 3 beers and you shake it off and you do it all over again, right? I mean, let's be honest. You know, everyone likes to compare apples to oranges, but this is an apples to apples situation, and you aren't hungover. You know, with this, you can do that with under $15 in your pocket. So if you're somebody that's stressed out, listen, and I know where stress can lead somebody. Trust me, I've done some crazy stuff. You don't have to worry about that now. You can go into Village Dispensary, find that kind of calm down, that chill down product for you. Go home, relax. You aren't drinking. You don't have to worry about texting any ex-person that's in your life or waking up the next morning going, oh my goodness, why did I send that out? You don't have to worry about that. You can just calm down, relax with your friends at Village Dispensary. We're every day special. Plus, at Village Dispensary, they got an inventory that would make Cheech and Chong jealous. I just had one of those lemonade shots. I'm going to talk to the Alleys about that on Friday. I'm telling you what, that was amazing, and I know you'll get the same experience. VillageDispo.com. That's VillageDispo.com. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you on over, because, yeah, I'm yelling. It's a joint effort. 10:12. Before I take a quick break, woo! Let's look at downtown Alton and see how Skycam's looking.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Houck and
her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. How you doing? I'm hanging in there. Thanks for asking. Oh, okay. I didn't know if that's what you were asking me or not. It's hard to tell whenever, we're a screen away. Hey, whether or not you welcome me into your TV, your smartphone, or your computer, thanks for doing it. It's our daily show on this Tuesday morning. It is the first day of October. CJ Nasello right here on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV. And, well, I have you. Let's take a look about what happened on this date in history. On this date in 1949, the People's Republic of China was established in Beijing, with most of the Chinese mainland held by the Communist People's Liberation Party and the dynamic leader Mao Zedong. It proclaimed the establishment of the People's Republic of China on this date in 1949. The other big one? For the first time ever, a president has reached 100. Today, officially, Jimmy Carter, the former president of the United States, there's a malaise over this country, is 100 years old today, born on this date in Plains, Georgia in 1924. On this date in 2017, one of the saddest days in our country's history, from his hotel room in Las Vegas, 64-year-old gunman Stephen Paddock opened fire on a music festival in Las Vegas during Jason Aldean's performance, killing 58 people and wounding hundreds before he took his own life. It surpassed the Orlando shooting in 2016 as the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The Las Vegas Massacre, happening on this date in 2017. On this date in 2013, American novelist Tom Clancy, who created the techno thriller, a suspenseful novel that relies on extensive knowledge of military technology and espionage, died on this date at the age of 66. In 1982, Congress established the U.S. Claims Court to handle cases in which the United States is a defendant. In 1975, in what was regarded by many as the greatest prize fight of all time, the Thriller in Manila, Muhammad Ali defeated Joe Frazier after the latter's corner called a halt to the bout. After 14 brutal rounds, Muhammad Ali beat Joe Frazier on this date in 1975. In 1971, I know this was okay. Hear me out, okay? After I go into my little rant here, just give me 2 seconds before you turn my screen off or before you call me and say nasty things. The Walt Disney World Resort, a complex near Orlando that features attractions based on the stories and characters created by the Disney Company, opened on this date in 1971. It is so overrated. Hear me out. I know that you're going to get angry when I say there's some people that will die on the Disney field. I get you. And I'm not discrediting your love for Disney, like, at all. But the coolest part was, like, going into, the countries. You know what I'm talking? I forgot what part of it. Maybe it's Epcot. Is that Epcot? I don't know. But you go in there and like we went to this German restaurant and had all this. I had all this chocolate pudding. That was fun. But like the rides, I thought would be more thrilling. And this was when I was a child. I was only like 11 or 12 when we went. So I mean, it was fine. But Universal for me personally is where I get more of the experience that I'm looking for. I don't know. I just like the rides a little bit better. I found a very quick way to tap dance out of that one because I knew that I was not winning that battle. I'm just going to keep talking. Okay, 1962. I'm annoying sometimes. I think I'm the only talk show host that can admit it. Johnny Carson began hosting The Tonight Show, and he became the king of late-night television, credited with creating the standard format for talk TV shows. That happened on this date in 1962. There were no greater guests than Don Rickles and Frank Sinatra, man. When those two were on together, I watch those old Carsons sometimes on MeTV. Don Rickles is the funniest man that, ever walked the face. That guy is just hilarious. And watching him on Carson's just a treat. Hey, on this date in 1961, yesterday I told you that Babe Ruth became the first player to hit 60 home runs, but it was broken in 1961 by Roger Maris. He broke Babe Ruth's record. I heard the funniest Roger Maris story. Speaking of Johnny Carson, from a Johnny Carson interview with Billy Martin. I don't have time today. You'll have to go watch it. It's worth not knowing what it's about. Nigeria, on this date in 1960, gained its independence from Britain and remained a member of the Commonwealth in the same realm on this date in 1960. Whew. Man, there's a lot happening. On this date in 1946, the verdict was handed down on the 22 of the original 24 defendants in the Nuremberg trials, a series of trials held after World War II in which the International Military Tribunal indicted and tried former Nazi leaders as war criminals. And that verdict handed down to 22 of the original 24 on this date in 1946. On this date in 1932, during the Game 3 of the World Series, New York Yankee Babe Ruth allegedly made his famous called shot when he pointed to the center field bleachers in Wrigley Field and hit a home run to that spot. The Yankees went on to defeat the Cubs and win the championship. In 1890, Yosemite National Park was created, eventually becoming one of the most heavily visited national parks in the country. And, here we go. One final one for you. I remember this one. I don't remember it. No one does, but I do remember it from history class. In 331 BC, Alexander the Great of Macedonia defeated Darius III of Persia at the Battle of Gamala, spelling the end of the Persian War. I was close. Spelling the end to the Persian War, and that happened on this date in history. On this date in music history, let's dive into it. I only got like 5 minutes. I gotta go. Let's see. On this date in 2007, the Spice Girls London reunion concert sold out in 38 seconds after fans were notified tickets went on sale. More than 1 million people in the UK registered for the show on December the 15th, 2007 at the O2 Arena, and ticket cost £55 to £75. No thank you. 3 more London dates were added to the world tour, which was kicking off in Vancouver on the 2nd of December. Pete Daugherty was arrested during a police drug operation in Shrewsbury on this date in 2005, where his band Baby Shambles had been playing overnight. Police said a man and woman were arrested for possession of Class A drugs, and 17 others were searched during an operation in Telford. A gig in Norwich, which was planned. I am going to get yelled at by my English friends. Planned for the following night was canceled because of it. Oh. James Blunt, on this date in 2002, left the British Army after serving 6 years. Blunt rose to prominence in 2004 when he released his debut studio album, Back to Bedlam, before achieving worldwide fame with the singles You're Beautiful and Goodbye, My Lover.
On this date in 1990, New Kids on the Block was listed by Forbes as the 5th richest entertainers in the United States with an income of $78 million. The group enjoyed success in the late 80s and early 90s and sold more than 80 million copies worldwide. On this date in 1982, this song was a big one, and I'll tell you why. On this date in 1982, John Cougar was at number 1 on both the U.S. album and singles chart with the album American Fool, and he had this single.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up in the heartland. Jackie gonna be a football star, Diane's debutante backseat of Jackie's car.
Jack and Diane was at number 1 on this date in 1982. There you go. Also, on this date in music history, Elton John became the first musician to be honored in New York City's Madison Square Hall of Fame. And right around that time period, well, this was making its way around the radio. There you go. Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I love that song. I think that's a great song. On this date in 1975, 39-year-old Al Jackson, drummer for Booker T and the MGs, was shot and killed by a burglar at his home. His wife questioned about the killing because she was arrested in July for shooting her husband in the chest during a domestic. He wasn't badly hurt and the charges were dismissed when his wife claimed self-defense. Jackson returned home to what police described as a botched robbery attempt. According to Jackson's wife, an intruder made her answer the door and then threw her husband to the floor, demanding money. Jackson was forced to lie down face down and then was shot in the back 5 times. The identity to this day of the culprit remains a mystery. Booker T had backed artists like Otis Redding, Al Green, and Sam and Dave. Finally, on this date in history, after test audiences gave a negative reaction to the movie, Love Me Tender was reshot so Elvis didn't die at the end. Elvis died at the end of the original screening. Fans went nuts. They called the king back to reshoot the scene, and in the new ending, the hero lived. And that's what happened on this date in music history. I have like 1 minute to get this rant off of my chest because I got an appointment to get to and a taped interview, but the Cardinals are the worst sports organization out there when it comes to PR. I don't want to hear anybody talk to me about, this is going to get good in 2025. It's not. Imagine this, okay? Imagine I don't show up to my job and we don't have a morning show for 5 days, and I show up on the following Monday and expect to work. That's what John Mozeliak does. I couldn't even talk sports anymore, seriously, because of how frustrated I am with this program. It's one thing if the Cardinals didn't take all of these millions of dollars in tax write-offs and TIFs and all of these things in St. Louis and just completely decimate the area. So at least give us a quality team. I mean, to sit there and smack us in the face with that press conference yesterday and go, well, and this is my last year, this is it. No, you know what? It should have been your last year, John, 4 years ago. Sorry, you made a prestigious organization that hadn't been successful since LaRussa left. We got lucky with Mike Matheny because we got LaRussa's leftovers and Dave Duncan's greatness that was trickling on down, and that was about it. That was it. We got lucky in a couple of playoff series and won a few of them and got embarrassed when we played any real team in the championship series. We depleted our farm system, and we used to have the best farm system around. But imagine this. This guy's getting paid tens of millions of dollars over his career to have a couple of good years and just completely fall off the face of the planet. And for Bill DeWitt to go, well, we won 83 games. What does that do? You're sitting at home in October. There is nothing good about winning 83 games when you were the doormat of the league for 2 months. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just so frustrating to me. And what's really frustrating to me, quite frankly, is just that alone. So we'll take a quick break. More Daily Show comes your way next.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
Here we go. Welcome back. 10:33, a little bit of change. We are going to be playing that Porch Cafe conversation for you in a couple of minutes. Running a little bit behind today. That's on me, like always. We have Ian on the line now. Ian Darnell, the assistant curator of the LGBTQIA+ collections at the Missouri History Museum. How are you doing today, Ian?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for letting me talk about this. You know, I was sitting there in the middle of the break, and I know I have one more conversation, but I couldn't remember what time today. And Ian, this is great. So I really love this exhibit that's getting ready to take flight now. Thursday, October the 3rd, the Global Pride History. Can you fill me in on what this event's all about?
Sure. Well, I guess I should start by saying Happy LGBT History Month. October is LGBT History Month. Yes. Something that I think a lot of people don't know is that the idea of LGBT History Month began in the St. Louis area 30 years ago. a social studies teacher at Melville High School in South St. Louis County named Rodney Wilson came up with the idea, and since then it's spread around the country and around the world. So this Thursday night at the Missouri History Museum in Forest Park, we're going to have an event celebrating the 30th anniversary of the founding of LGBT History Month, and we're going to have representatives from different countries around the world, either in person or zooming in, to talk about how they celebrate LGBT History Month in their own countries.
That's really wonderful to hear, to really get those insights too, Ian. And you know, I was reading here and just learning a little bit more. Ray Hartman, who I used to do a show for in St. Louis and now running for Congress, was definitely at the helm of the RFT at the time of the moment that really kind of sparked, you know, so much conversation in the region. You know, in 1994 when this came out, and was this when the story came out and people were learning about what, you know, Rodney was talking about in his class and showing, you know, the different patches and pointing to that pink triangle. Was the region fired up, or was there a lot of support here? Just because I don't have too much, you know, firsthand knowledge on this event.
Yeah, so the story about the patches is that so Rodney Wilson was a young social studies teacher at Melville High School, and he was a gay man and out to his friends and his family, but like almost all teachers in high schools at the time, he had to be in the closet on the job to both his students and his colleagues. But one day in March of 1994, he was giving a lesson on the history of the Holocaust and pointing out the different patches, including the pink triangle, which was used to identify gays and lesbians during the Holocaust. And he told his students that had I been living in Nazi Germany during the time of the Holocaust, I would have been targeted too because I'm gay. And of course, news spread like wildfire through the high school, so that, you know, by the end of the day, everyone knew that Mr. Wilson had come out as gay, and that did cause a lot of controversy. A lot of people thought that it was inappropriate for him to do that, but also a lot of people in St. Louis and beyond stood up for him. And ultimately, he was able to keep his job and continue working at Melville High School. And that same year, he came up with the idea of LGBT History Month as a way of raising awareness about LGBT history.
Wow, and honestly, you know, just you know, to keep, you know, to really to talk about that is such a innovative topic in itself, and I'm sure you know, one of those things that we'll continuously look back on as years go by. And you know, for the Missouri History Museum, what's it mean for the organization to be able to hold such of an event that, you know, really has so much collaboration, it seems like, from all over the world, and you really, you know, raising this, the prominence of Rodney, and most importantly, you know, the month itself, and LGBT History Month?
Well, it's you know, really part of our bigger mission as the Missouri Historical Society. So just to be clear, this program on Thursday night is part of what we're doing for the exhibit that we have up at the museum now. It's called Gateway to Pride, and it's about LGBT history in the St. Louis area from its origins all the way up to the present day. And that's really part of our job. So the Missouri Historical Society's job is to share stories about St. Louis's past, to make sure that people have a full, rich, deep understanding of St. Louis's history, and the LGBT experience is part of that. So we're very excited to be able to share these stories with all of our visitors.
And Ian, I wanted to apologize. Our it seems like our texting feed is actually running through my phone feed right now. So if you hear any dinging, I apologize. I was trying to turn that off for you while you were speaking there, but wanted to make sure I aired out my apologies. But I wanted to talk about the Gateway to Pride exhibit overall, because there's so many different components of this that I know that folks are going to want to go be a part of and see. And just going right into this, the pioneering portion of the exhibit, can you take me through what we'll be able to see and what's being showcased?
Sure. So what we've done is that over the past 10 or so years, we've really reached out into the community and tried to collect the artifacts, the photographs, the archival documents, the oral histories, and more that tell the stories of St. Louis's LGBT community. And then we're showcasing some of the best of that, some of the best of what we've collected in this exhibit. It surveys all of St. Louis's history through the lens of the LGBT experience. And I know for some of your listeners, they'll appreciate hearing that Illinois and the Metro East shows up in many places in the exhibit. a lot of people don't know that Illinois was actually the first state in the United States to legalize sex between two people of the same sex. That was back in the 1960s, decades before Missouri did the same.
Wow.
And we also talk about some Metro East LGBT gathering places like Faces nightclub in East St. Louis.
Wow. And honestly, that's going to be something that, that's going to be something that honestly is going to turn, I think, a lot of heads and just really provide some thought-provoking scenarios as well. And now going into exploring the exploring of narratives here, I mean, this is what kind of struck me more than anything, Ian, as I was going through the prep sheet here yesterday and just kind of looking through your website, and it goes through this overlooked and often excluded narratives of individuals, in the St. Louis area. And this is going to be an interesting thing to take a look at. What are we going to take away, in your opinion, from this portion of the Gateway to Pride exhibit?
Yeah, I think a big takeaway is that people we would think of today as LGBT have been here for a very long time. For example, in the exhibit, we tell the story of Claude Hartland, who in 1901, at the very beginning of the 20th century, wrote an autobiography talking about his life, talking about meeting other people who were like him, other people who were attracted to the same sex, on the streets of St. Louis, when it was this big bustling city at the turn of the 20th century. So we can take this story way back. And then also, I think a lot of people will be surprised to learn just how many ways LGBT people have been woven into the rest of St. Louis's story, how they've made contributions in fields like the arts, religion, athletics, politics, and more. So learning these stories really gives you a much richer, deeper sense of the history of the St. Louis area.
Well, and there's so many more components to this, Ian, and I wish, we had, 40 minutes to really dive into this because there's so much to talk about. But I think a big portion that I want to make sure our audience knows of, too, is just how the exhibit concludes and how you guys produce this with having a reflective space. Now, what's this space look like? Is this going to be an individualistic reflective space or one where you're going to have some folks around you and able to think about it out loud?
Well, there are a couple of reflective spaces in the exhibit. So those are around artifacts that are, I think, particularly impactful. So, for example, in the section on HIV/AIDS, we have this incredibly meaningful and powerful art piece that it was created by an artist in St. Louis named Michael David Zimmer, who was dying of AIDS. And he used his remaining supply of medication, AZT tablets, when he thought that he wasn't going to get any better. He used those AZT tablets to make a sort of mosaic piece. So it's really gut-wrenching to see. But there's a sort of quiet space where you can sit there and reflect and think about all of the people that we lost to the AIDS crisis. And we have a few other spaces like that. So the exhibit... that raises questions.
Ian, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I had a conversation with somebody about the AIDS crisis in the 80s, and it was so intriguing to me. Just how the thought process was, and I don't mean to jump right in on this, but this was an individual from St. Louis who would go and be with those folks that had AIDS or HIV. And what happened is what she was telling me is, these folks were treated, almost like, not even second-class citizens, but don't go near them. If you're going to go near them, you're going to get sick and all of these things. And really just demoralize so many people's spirits. And when I was hearing about this, it just blew my mind, just from what we know about this today, but what individuals went through, during that time.
Yeah, so AIDS is full of stories like that, really sorrowful stories of discrimination and prejudice. But the other side of it is that there are also stories of the community coming together to support people who are affected by HIV/AIDS. So in the exhibit, we also talk about groups like Doorways, Food Outreach, PAWS, or Pets Are Wonderful Support, St. Louis Effort for AIDS. These different groups that came together, members of the community working to support one another. So really, there are also very inspiring and hopeful stories that come out of the AIDS crisis.
And, thank you for adding that point on, too. And it's just going to be one where I think so many people are going to gain so many insights on a variety of topics. And getting back into this, folks, if you're just tuning in, the Gateway to Pride exhibit runs until next June, correct, Ian?
July 6th of next year.
July 6th of 2025. But this event that is one that you're going to want to be a part of, the Global Pride History, is Thursday, October the 3rd from 5 to 8 p.m. And if you could, Ian, could you go over a few of the event elements and what our audience could expect?
Yeah, this is, I think, a really exciting and one-of-a-kind of event. It's not to be missed. So it will be this Thursday, October 3rd, at the Missouri History Museum in Forest Park. First, there'll be a happy hour from 5 until 6:30, so you can buy snacks or drinks and chat with folks and also explore the Gateway to Pride exhibit. And we'll have many of the people who are featured in the exhibit actually there in person to talk to you. So you'll get to meet some history makers in person. So that's a really extraordinary opportunity. But then the main event is at 6:30. It starts at 6:30, and Rodney Wilson, that high school social studies teacher from Melville High School in South St. Louis County who founded LGBT History Month 30 years ago, he will be there to tell his story. And then we'll have a panel of representatives from different countries around the world. And they'll be talking about the ways that they celebrate LGBT History Month in their countries. So we'll have representatives from places as diverse as Cuba, Uganda, the United Kingdom, Estonia, Sweden. So it should be a really fascinating conversation.
Ian, before I let you go, and thank you so much for this great conversation and just letting us learn a little bit more about it. I know that we'll have folks that definitely make it down there. But for your portion of curating this and being a part of it, what was the most beneficial part for you personally? Was it learning the information? Was it gathering it? Was it producing all of the event or being a part of that team? For you, what has been the moment that really has made this project so meaningful for you personally?
I think that maybe the most meaningful part was uncovering these stories that have so often been in many ways forgotten. For example, the stories from the early 20th century, stories from the 1930s, like very early gay and lesbian bars here and how meaningful they were to the community at the time. So uncovering those stories and then being able to share them in a big way with the public and getting to see how excited people are to learn these stories, to be exposed to this information that for many people is new.
Ian, thank you so much for filling us in on this. We're going to do a write-up on this and make sure that more people get over there from our side of the river and make sure that they're a part of it. And if you guys can't make it on the 3rd, this exhibit's going to run until July of 2025. This has so many components to it. We'll make sure to write it all up in an article on RiverBender. Ian Darnell, the Assistant Curator of LGBTQIA+ Collections at the Missouri Historical Society. Thank you so much for being a part of this today, Ian, and just thank you for your time and calling into Alton.
Oh, well, thanks so much for having me. Have a great day.
No problem. At 10:47, no commercial break. We're going to go right into our conversation with Porch Cafe. The Bud Summers Music Tribute Festival happens on the 13th of October. We'll learn about it now because we got to keep this Tuesday moving.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Once in a million years, a lady like a
It is a Tuesday morning right around 10:30 on this first day of October, and in 12 days we are celebrating one of the good ones, Bud Summers, with the Porch Cafe Music Festival. We got Olivia, Jason, Jamie in the studio. How are we hanging in there?
Hello. Good. Thanks for having us.
Well, this is awesome. I'm so glad that we got to be a part of this and spread the word, and so many people responding to this on social media, loving what you guys are doing, and this is a pulling out all the stops type of a Sunday afternoon. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So take me through how this event's evolved since you guys really became involved, if that's okay.
Well, it kind of started 4 years ago. We wanted to pay tribute to Bud Summers after he passed away. Unfortunately, COVID hit, so we kind of had to wait for that. But Jason knew Bud Summers really well, so we collaborated and said we want to do something special. We used to do it with a different nonprofit, but we have grown so much over the years that we actually started our own nonprofit this year called the Bud Summers Music Foundation.
Wow.
So we're doing everything through that, and each year it's just gotten bigger and bigger. with food trucks. We're going to have craft vendors. Bud Summer's Class of 77 has been huge to come out, support us, and make donations. They've been great throughout the community. So every year we just kind of keep adding to it and making it better.
So what's that mean to you to really see that evolution too, and knowing that now you're at a point where you can start your own foundation and really grow a blueprint and a platform for this? I mean, that's got to be just like one of those almost spine-tingling things to really see how this has just developed, and not only that, but blossomed exponentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we want to do this year is pass it on, pay it forward.
Yeah.
And so we want to do a scholarship for a kid, either help pay a music lesson, pay for an instrument, because that's what Bud was all about. He was a music teacher. So there's a lot of kids that can't afford music. So if we can give a child that opportunity, that they can do that, that's really what's behind this whole thing.
Well, and Jason, as knowing, Bud, and especially with your music career, I always find music fascinating because, obviously I'm not on stage like you guys are, but just, hearing songs, but also I'm sure performing them, you can feel those people as you're hitting maybe certain lyrics or you're going through certain parts of the song. Does that ever happen with you?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a connection for sure.
Yeah.
And I knew Bud my whole life. Bud was in a band with my dad, and we're actually doing a reunion with his band at this concert. So
really cool.
It'd be pretty cool to.
That's awesome. Yeah. What's the band name?
The Stingers.
Nice. Well, and honestly, that's got to be really sentimental for so many people to get that group back together and really showcase that in the best way forward.
For sure.
What went into finding the music and the talents that are a part of this? Because it just seems like we're in this really good space right now in music, not only in Alton, but the Riverbend area with so many talented people. And it seems like, everyone kind of dove right into this and said, pick me, How'd that happen?
We let Jason be in charge of
now, wait a minute.
Well, there you go. See, there you go. If it bombs, it's on him. No.
No, he's very musically talented, so we knew that he would be the best one to kind of help pick the different bands who could be, who was available and what they could do. So, and he's done a great job the last several years picking who gets to play, so I know he'll do great again this year.
It's wonderful. Well, and Olivia, how are you doing over there? I haven't heard from you yet.
I'm just letting them talk. This is fine.
Well, and honestly, for Porch Cafe to kind of be the spearheader of this, that's got to be great for the band too, and realize, because I know that you've had a mission to really do things and elevate the music scene. We talked for years about this off and on, and to really hit that pouring of it, man, that's special.
Yeah, it is. I've always wanted to put on a music festival, as you know, and so this was my opportunity to collaborate with a great cause.
Yeah.
And so my hope is next year we can have more vendors, more time, more musicians, and just if there's a mariachi band that wants to play, I want you to come and play. I want all that. It's so talented here in Alton.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, that's no better Sunday feeling. And honestly, I can see this growing into a weekend or a long event, to be honest with you, because there are so many people that, even just want that 1 5-minute opportunity, to get on stage with the, their group, or maybe just get back out there and get the rust off. And you do that ahead of time because you're going to be in a lot of people's company on the 13th of October. But it's really what keeps people motivated to try for that next step. And that's what's really cool about this, too. And, I feel like that is really the embodiment of, and I didn't know Bud that well, but saw him, a lot in Alton High School and in passing and all that. Just hearing him talk to students. And that's really just embodies, from what I gathered, his personality and his life's work, too.
Yeah.
Man, really cool. So, tickets, how much?
It's a free event.
Free.
What are you doing on the 13th? If I hear any excuses, I'm finding you. It won't matter because I'm, going to get blown away by a gust of wind, but I'll still make a fight, Now, what time does it start?
1 o'clock. So 1 to 5 p.m.
Oh, nice. 4 hours of music.
Yeah.
Does it start right away with music?
You're right on.
The whole time will be music. And in between the other bands setting up, there will be like solo acts playing. So there's this continuous music.
And you also have the kit and caboodle brought out to this with some vendors and some food trucks. Who's stopping by? I got you. We got quick by.
Let me see here.
We got Quick Bites, Sea Ration, Grubhub, and they're wonderful. Christina's a great person.
Yes.
And then Taqueria Los Toros. So you got the whole, and actually so you got dessert, you got comfort food, and then you got tacos.
Yes.
I love it.
What else do you need on a Sunday? I mean, and is there going to be alcohol provided at this?
There will be, I believe, like beer carts and stuff like that.
It's a drink vendor through the Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been great with us,
Really cool.
and we're normally their last event of the year. So whatever they have, they sell, and they're very generous. They actually give us a portion of the sales towards our profits.
I actually didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So they've been really great to work for, the Amphitheater.
This is where I come in. Clear the inventory. You know, that's what I'm saying. The end of the year's here. Go have a good Sunday. It's the end of the Amphitheater lineup this year, too. And just say, good celebration, drink it all away, and that way we can do this even bigger next year, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and how long does it take for something like this? Because this is no easy feat. I mean, you know,
The planning.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
Jamie, you're like,
Yeah, I mean, I seriously.
all the time.
I could. There's no way, like anybody, anyone out there could just go, oh, I'm going to start a music festival tomorrow.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Good answer.
We had our last event last October, and it was not very long after that. We're like, okay, we need to pick a date. And I think we picked our date like right away last year. And then we really started planning heavy in the spring, and that's when we knew we needed to start our own nonprofit. So we got a few more people involved so that they could be, part of the legalities on there. And yeah, Olivia and I, we talk all the time. What about this? What about this? And we've just been going for it. So it's a good 6 months of heavy planning.
What I think's really cool too is the fact that just looking on the event page is that there's so many people that really, contributed in some way or fashion to, partner up and get the word out. And that's not easy to do, especially right now, because everyone's not doing, has that extra kitty that compared to years prior. It's just things we talk about on the show. And to have this is really cool to see that support for such a great event.
Yeah.
We
appreciate the vendors that we've had, or the sponsors that we have had. We are still looking for sponsors because, again, at the end of the day, the more profit we have, the more we can donate to a kid to go towards that scholarship.
And now, with you guys being a nonprofit, at this point, are those donations tax deductible?
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
This is like a no-brainer decision. I mean, seriously, you guys are checking off all the boxes.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I love to see, too, because I always think, whatever you do, if you're putting on any event or you're doing anything, just be the best, pull out all the stops and really put the effort in. And that's what I love talking about this, because, all the way down the event lineup, there's something for everybody. And now, music-wise, Jason, you were in charge of the bands. What type of music are we going to be listening to?
We kind of got it all covered, from anything from acoustic to classic rock to some country, blues, hard rock, all of it.
Some solo artists will be in there.
Yeah.
Well, and as musicians, what's it mean to actually have a day of celebration, truly? Because it seems like this is a different environment where you guys, you always have fun and you're always creative, but really where there's an X factor component to it, Am I onto something with that?
It's cool seeing the community come together and supporting local talent.
That's the magic.
Yeah.
Having the community support.
Yeah. And there's so many stories. Everybody had a story about Bud. Everybody would say, oh, I remember this, or he played at, my retirement party, or we get to hear so many different stories. And it's really cool just to see everybody just pay a day of tribute to him. And the family has been very, gracious.
Wonderful.
They're very thankful. They are in awe that, we're doing this. And it's all for Bud, but for all the local musicians.
Really cool. You guys got a moment to stick around?
Sure.
I got to take a quick break here. To around 10:40, a little bit of change on this Tuesday morning. More Daily Show with Porch Cafe Music Festival in honor of Bud Summers right after this quick one on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Naselli on RiverBender.com.
I almost said the time we're recording this. Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you on a Tuesday morning. And just more about the Porch Cafe Music Festival in honor of Bud Summers. Got the whole kit and caboodle in studio. Where's the other bandmates at? Am I not good enough for Brent?
He's at work.
I'm not good enough to take the day off?
I took time off work.
Thank you very much. I'll see you on the 13th. He's bigger than me. I shouldn't say that.
You'll see him all right.
Well, and before we dive back into the festival, how's the band been overall, just you guys in general?
Doing great. Busy. Extremely busy.
Well, you guys had a frustrating weekend, too, because I know you guys were so excited to play. Because I really did. I was talking to a few, and everyone was excited about it, and that wind was just brutal.
Mm-hmm. It was just out of anybody's control. The water, and it just wasn't happening. We tried, to the last minute, we tried.
And I like that you guys were constantly updating people, like, hey, we're actually, we're working.
We wanted to play, and we were pretty bummed about it.
They were so accommodating, though, too. I mean, they
were fantastic.
Were they?
Yes. So nice, and they tried, just...
Brian was great on the show. He was just a great guy, too. I hope it worked out. Did Saturday go off? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
I think it went okay. I'm not sure.
Kind of just having a conversation. We're getting back to the interview here in a second, but I was just kind of thinking about that over the weekend. I'm like, man, I really hope that
so
worked out.
Yeah.
Well, and now as I get back to my job that I do get paid for, and talking about this music festival, so right off the bat, you got 5 bands playing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You're headlining, correct?
I wouldn't call it that.
We are in the middle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I want to watch the rest of the evening.
That's so cool, guys.
And I want to see all the other artists.
Well, I've done professional, and we always call it the booker's, choice, because whenever you're the one that owns something or runs it, 9 times out of 10, it's hard to put that kind of past thing sometimes, and there's the main event or the headliner, and I really think that's so cool to put yourselves in the middle of it and diversify it that way, and you can really enjoy it. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I want to see all the great musicians
cool.
there.
Yeah. Now, how long does each set last?
About 45 minutes or so.
Really? And it seems like, because there's so many, this is going to be boom, boom, boom.
Yep, there's no stop.
What's setup look like for something like that with the audio equipment and stuff? Because that's got to be kind of tough with all that.
Yes, everybody has to be on their game. So these guys have been behind the scenes for a year now, and then I have the honor of the day of keeping everybody in line.
You're the man behind the curtain, huh?
We show up as just all magically plugged in and ready to go. It's amazing how it works. Yeah, I just show up.
Are you going to say that? Are you going to say that? Do the same thing like you did last year and just hope it does it again? You know?
Yeah. It's like it all works. It's great. So.
Well, and what I think is cool though, and you guys couldn't do this without having different skill sets and having this knowledge and having a good team. Because if you have 18 chiefs and no soldiers, you aren't getting nothing done. And I love that. I mean, this is a really well structured event. You know,
trying our best.
So, what are you looking forward to playing the most just as Porch Cafe on the 13th? You guys been working on something?
I think we're gonna just try to bring out all our bangers.
There you go.
It is going to also be special because that's the last time that your brother's going to be playing.
Oh,
so I think that's going to be. What? I'm already emotional over it just knowing that's the last time.
So Lenny, Levi, my brother, does the keys.
Yeah.
He's moving to Sweden. He has a girlfriend over there, and they're expecting, and so Bud Summers will actually be his very last show with us.
Yeah.
Man.
So that's going to be emotional, I think, for everybody to see him play, but also just because of this event he's going to be playing at makes it even more special.
Are you guys adapting as well as you can with that? Because you guys are so close. I mean, it's such a close group. That's got to be tough.
Yeah. But that's what he wants.
Right.
I want him to be happy, and so do the rest of us. So.
Is anyone stepping up to fill his shoes? Because man, he is good on the keys.
So my other brother Will, he's been kind of. Because he does rhythm guitar and
he can play anything. He's
so
great.
He's kind of taken over some of his stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm liking all you're doing at the conservatory too. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's really it's leading into something we cannot talk about on the air yet. Stay tuned. But, getting back into this festival, it runs 1 to 5 p.m. on the 13th. That's a Sunday. And what time, do you expect people, should people kind of get there earlier? Are there any FAQs that you guys kind of run into that you'd like to get out of the way that maybe could help some folks?
Last year, it seems like everyone came like a half hour early. I mean, they were getting
I'd
their
say
food.
bring a chair.
Yeah.
Bring chairs.
Bring a chair.
Or a blanket in case it's a little windy or something.
Mm-hmm. But they got their food, they got their drinks, and they were ready to go. So, families would bring like a blanket and kind of, make a day of it. So, bring cash. We will have a 50-50 raffle. So we're gonna do that again this year. So and then we'll have koozies. I didn't bring one.
Okay,
but
they look cool. They look cool. I saw the photo. They will be there.
Yes.
I got you covered, Jamie.
Okay. So we'll have those and little bracelets. We got bracelets too.
I don't normally do this, but I want to for this, just to thank some of the sponsors that are a part of this. Can I zoom out at all? See, that's always my problem. I can always zoom in, but I can never zoom out. There we go. Look at that. See, I just wanted to say thank you to all those fine folks.
Yes, we really appreciate the sponsorships from everyone in the community.
Well, and it's really cool, though, to see a diverse range of sponsors. It's just not, all of one group. And to have, folks from banks and gas stations to political figures to marketing companies, all that stuff, to be a part of something like that, you realize the importance of what this event could bring. Now, what's the future plans with this? Because this doesn't seem like the end. This doesn't seem like this is the final form.
No, like you said earlier, it's just going to continue to grow. We're going to have more crafts. And one thing that I thought would be really cool in the future is to have a student get up and play with Porch
that'd be
Cafe.
awesome.
Like, to see what it's like to have 500 to 1,000 people just watch and listen, to a kid that's maybe been in band for several years and they're wanting to see what is it like, to play with a band.
I got this.
Yeah,
I
think that would be really fun.
Porch Cafe American Idol style contest. Where they submit their videos
to you. I'm going to create a whole
you.
monopoly of Porch Cafe.
I'm telling you, you might have 8,000 band members by the time it's done, but you're going to keep playing. Well, so getting back into this, guys, but the Porch Cafe Music Festival in honor of Bud Summers, you guys, when was the official name change? Was it this year?
Yes.
Yeah. We switched nonprofits. We were going through another nonprofit,
Right.
and we got so big, we decided if we're going to keep growing, we got to do our own thing. So that's when we changed it.
Now, how can people say, here, take my money? Because sometimes on the show, we actually get some pretty big checks written. So if someone's watching and sees this that knows that, anyone that needs to know more, Bud really is the inspiration of so many musicians at any age in the area. And if they want to contribute in any type of check or financial contribution, is there like a website or an email or?
Well, we have our Facebook page. That, they could messenger.
Porch Cafe Facebook page.
Okay.
Or they can email Porch Cafe at PorchCafeBand.com. they can private message on Facebook any one of us.
We do have an email, budsummersmusicfoundation@gmail.com. We're making ourselves available. You can find us anyway.
And we'll make sure to link everything to in a write-up on RiverBender.com. But before I let you go, I got to get one little cat out of the bag here. I'm sorry I had to reschedule a couple weeks ago.
That's okay.
We were supposed to talk about this last week, and thank you all for being cool and adapting to me and my stuff. So with that being said, we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender. Throw in some, I know you guys don't do this, but I do know this. If you do love me, you'll throw in some ELO.
I would love that. I love ELO.
I just saw his retirement show. It was the greatest thing, hands down.
I don't know if there's enough time for us to learn something like that.
Oh, hell, you guys are the best. Just play it. Just play it and go. Your own interpretation. Just rock it. Jamie, it's nice meeting you.
Yes, nice to meet you. Again, thanks for having us.
If you guys want to learn more, we'll write it up on RiverBender. We'll hyperlink everything so we can get you there. Contribute to this, or just go out, bring the kiddos. This is a family-friendly event. Be a part of it. 3 food trucks, a 50-50, great music, a lot of bands, and a lot of fun. We'll see you there on October the 13th for the Porch Cafe Music Festival in honor of Bud Summers.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars.